some quick tips to make pivoting much easier. First, for the leaders, two things. One thing is sometimes the follower will get, in some sense, stuck, either because the floor is very sticky or just because of how she pivots. And in either case, I want you to think of two things. First thing is the way that you can stabilize in your hips, because that will give you strength. So if you watch my hips and I'm pivoting her and I'm doing this, that's a lot stronger than if I do this. And you see this sort of loses the strength in the hip. And then you'll also notice, if it's a hard pivot, I have an outrigger foot. So for example, if we're doing front ochos and we go side, he changes. Here, I'll cheat. Pivot, step, we'll step. Here, I pivot her, leaving the foot out there so I can stabilize myself. Number one. For the followers, as you pivot, there's a right way to help. And so I don't want you to help by doing this.
I knew what he didn't want.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to do.
I think I do a really good that.
So instead, as we're going to pivot, you'll notice that I'm here and I'm saying pivot, and she's not moving, and then it pivots.
So he goes us both.
So don't help the wrong way. On the other hand, if you watch the foot, and I'm the follower, if you pivot like this, you see the whole flat of the foot, the whole flat of my foot is on the floor. That's a hard way to pivot. So instead, I want you to think you pivot like this. So there's very little surface area of the foot.
Now you can tell he's a scientist. Yeah. The idea being that if there's less surface area, there's less friction, which I think is kind of cool and kind of crazy. But so it fits with the tango look, which is that we're always on the balls of our feet, but it also makes it a lot easier to pivot because we don't have so much that has to rub against the floor.
The other thing is you can sometimes get stuck in some sense if you have a sticky floor, and so don't try to go slowly. If you sort of pop past that hard place, it becomes a lot easier.
And that's kind of confusing because we say that the followers should not go and that the leader should go us. And most of the time that's correct. But what David's saying is that in the very beginning, we just give it a little bit of a fast start in order to get it past that sticking place.
Yes. So for example, if this were a sticky floor, we might go and pop and then go on, or pop and then go on, and that will help you get past it. And this is something that the leaders can do as well. So you can give the follower extra momentum. So if I lead a slow ocho, it might be and turn. But if it's a sticky floor, I'll say and turn. So you see that at the beginning. And so this is something that both people can do. You can both do and then go on.